All right. So I'm going ahead and getting this stream started early because I know we got a lot of people who want to see this one. So go ahead, get to tagging all your friends, letting them know this game is live here on the Brevard Sports Network. We got the coin toss going on. 14U, Hawks, Scorpions. Go ahead and get to tagging, let everyone know the game's getting ready to start. The game that everyone has wanted to see. The Hawks will receive, so we'll get a chance to take a look at Derek Schmadicke along with Kalen McWiggin. Brennan Baker looks like he will not participate in the game today. Oh, I checked that. That's number 18. That's Cora Downs for Satellite Beach. And the Chain Gang is taking their spots. I don't understand why we don't ever have more people offer to come do Chain Gang and volunteer. I mean, you literally get the best seat in the house. There's nobody in front of you except maybe one referee. It is the best seat in the house. I got Darren Schmadicke on the broadcast. Welcome. Laura Dean Kolb. Daniel Ceballos. Tyler Lewis. Brian Lickert. As it's about that time, the sun is setting. The lights are coming on. This is prime time football. As here comes the Hawks as they're getting ready. With their entrance music a little disturbed and down with the sickness. Here we go. And there are the Satellite Beach Scorpion 14U. And we're waiting for them to take the field. Yeah, guys like Brady Lalonde, Ryder Hodges, Colton Swatter, Corbin Kugler, Lorenzo Ceballos for the Scorpions, Kingston Sylvester, and we're still waiting for them to make their entrance to the field. And here they come, racing from the inflatable Hawk, and their cheerleaders and younger siblings behind them. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to mute the mics. They're going to play the national anthem. And we'll be right back with kickoff right here on the Brevard Sports Network. Here we go. It's the Scorpions. It's the Hawks. Coming up next right here on the Brevard Sports Network, the final game of the day. The sun is setting just behind the rec center. A beautiful Florida sunset with some clouds. I could honestly paint a picture. I really couldn't, because that picture would come out looking like someone who, well, let's just say is not as smooth with the brush strokes. But you get what I'm saying. A beautiful backdrop for the war that is getting ready to take place on that field tonight. For the Satellite Scorpions, this is a must-win game. If they want to put themselves in a great position to lock up a playoff spot, they have to win tonight. But that's going to be no easy task. It's number 9 set to do the kicking. Gage Bollinger. And ball's been touched. And Schmadeke will jump on it. And here we go. Now we'll get a chance to take a look again at this Suntree Viera Hawk offense first. Here we go. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but I have been waiting for this matchup. This has always been a good matchup. I remember last year's playoff game. Sends a man in motion. And they're going to dish it out there to McWiggin. And he'll pick up a nice gain. McWiggin. And holding on the offense. So that'll back him up 5 yards. And they're going to hand it off to Schmadeke. Schmadeke tries to get out to the right side. Dishes out a stiff arm and is taken down after only a gain of a couple yards on the play. He will be brought down by number, I believe that was 83, Gavin Mantilio. So he prevents him from getting the first down. That was a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 here for the Hawks. Going to hand off to Schmadeke again, and why not? You need 1 yard. He'll get you more than 1 yard down the sideline. And dishing out stiff arms as he's escorted out of bounds. He will get past midfield and take it into Scorpion territory. Number 17, Brody Timchuk. Is your quarterback. Timchuk under center. 3 receivers. He's going to give it out to McWiggin. McWiggin has some running room. Great block thrown. And he's going to go deep downfield. Giving out stiff arms like Christmas presents. And he will be taken out of bounds at about the 17, 18-yard line. And the Suntree Viera Hawks are inside the McCann Group red zone. Kelly Williams Real Estate under the McCann Group beachside. They are the sponsors of all of today's action. Timchuk under center. Timchuk gives off to, that's number 8. Number 8 got some wide open room, and he'll dance to the end zone. Touchdown, Suntree Viera. Brian Moss takes it 18 yards to the house. Beautiful job by the offensive line creating the hole, and Moss kicking it into second gear. It's 6-0 pending the extra point with 7:23 left to go here in the first quarter. And Moss set to kick the 2-point kick. High snap, placed hold is up, and wow, that is high, and it is good. There are some NFL teams that could use a consistent kicker like that. Score will be pinned at the bottom of the chat. It's 8-0 after the first possession of the game. 7:23 left to go here in the first quarter. And we'll see who does the kickoff duties here. It's going to be number 13 on the kickoff duties, Ethan Stevenson. Jeanette Rocky says, "Let's go, Hawks." Stevenson set to kick this one off, and what a beautiful kickoff. Back there on the return, there's number 11, who gets wrapped around, and that's going to be a penalty, and that will add yards to that return. They're going to get him for, I believe, a horse collar. That was number 11 on the return. That was Corbin Kugler. It'll be the face mask of the 5-yard variety. I thought he was grabbed on the horse collar, but maybe the referee saw something different. Again, they have the better angle. They're the ones up close and personal. I'm just above here in a tower, above the wonderful Satellite Beach fan base. And that's number 9 on the carry. That's Gage Badinger. And Badinger picks up about a yard on the play as this 14U offense runs what most coaches like they call it the beast package. They take an athlete, put them under center, and then it's A gap left, A gap right. And then they kind of build off of that. See, like right there, boom. Badinger this time went to the B gap and picked up a couple extra yards. Third down and 7. 5:55 left to go here in the first quarter. Hawks up 8-0 after one possession. It's capped off by an 18-yard run by number 8, Brian Moss. Moss there playing some D-end, as you see. Now they go to that shotgun formation. Shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. I don't have a number 1. And that one is high above his head. That's number 0. And I do not have a number 0 on my roster. I don't have a number 1. I don't have a number 0. So, I'd like to welcome Gabriel Concepcion. .445 left to go here in the first quarter. Kugler now in the fullback position. It's 4th down, so here comes the punting unit, and that's a nice high punt, sky high. It will take a scorpion bounce and will roll till about the 46-yard line, and that's where the Suntree Viera Hawks will take over. That one down by number 2, Christopher Smith. As the Satellite Beach cheerleaders making their presence felt. They're so loud, I feel like I'm standing right next to them. I mean, they are just putting out that kind of energy. 4:19 left to go here in the first quarter. As Suntree Viera Hawks will take over for their second possession, 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. All right, thank you. Number 1, Jackson Mobley. Thank you very much. Oh, so he is in here. Okay. I was wondering where he disappeared to. We have seen it himself now. Ja'Cory Mills. You want to talk about a sensation that he's been the last couple of years for this organization. There's a handoff to Schmadeke, and Schmadeke will pick up a couple of yards before being stopped by a pit of scorpions. Hold on, let me make sure I thank the correct person, because that Chris Troyan, thank you very much. Jackson Mobley and Ja'Cory Mills, thank you very much. All right. I had heard some talks, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know whether it was truly confirmed or not that he had come back to Satellite Beach. I formation. And that's going to be a toss to Schmadeke, and Schmadeke's going to run behind a league of blockers. And goodness gracious, look, he picked up a 1st down, but he took a shot. That will be enough for a Kelly Williams Real Estate McCann Group Beachside 1st down for the Suntree Viera Hawks. .255 left to go here in the first quarter. McWiggin, now the quarterback under center. Schmadeke in the backfield. 3 receivers out to the top of your screen. And he's going to throw the screen pass, and a beautiful job avoiding defenders, still staying on his feet, still picking up yards. And he'll be short of a 1st down. That was number 19, Brody Pulliam. I remember watching his brother Slade out here on many a nights. Now I believe he's up with the JV Hawks. Drops back to pass, fires, he's got him. Beautiful defense. That is exactly how you coach it up to play. Number 14 comes in, and Cadence McCann with the pass breakup Beautifully done, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Suntree Viera Hawks. 1:34 left to go here in the first quarter. And there's fakes the toss to Schmadicke, and that will be enough for a Suntree Viera Hawk first down as they are knocking on the door of the red zone.
That everything is being live streamed today from Viera Sports Network. Go to their Facebook page and you can check it out. Send the link, send it to friends and family who can't be here today, and they can watch
Testing.
all the great.
And there's the toss to Brian Moss. Moss slips a tackle, slips another tackle, and Moss down. And we'll make it 1st and goal for the Suntree Viera Hawks near the 5-yard line. And while we have this timeout again, I'd like to continue to thank Kelly Williams and the McCann Group Beachside for stepping up and being sponsors all day today here on the Brevard Sports Network. And here we go. 1:07 left to go here in the first. Hawks up 8-0. Play action, and he's going to get outside, directing traffic. And now he's going to step up and be taken out of bounds. McWiggin. And so he'll move back a little bit. 2nd and goal now from about I believe the 7-yard line. 6 or 7-yard line. 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. There's a snap, and he'll give it to Moss. Moss fighting his way, and he'll be thrown backwards. Who was that in on the tackle? That's Ja'Cory Mills. Ja'Cory Mills on the tackle of Brian Moss. And that'll be the end of the first quarter with your score. Suntree Viera Hawks 8, Scorpions 0, but the Suntree Viera Hawks are knocking on the doorstep. It will be 3rd and goal when we come back here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, here we go. 10 minutes left to go as there's a flash of light in the sky, and I promise if it activates the alarm, I am going to throw something. It might be myself off this platform, but something will be thrown. I am not ready for a third delay. Here we go, 3rd and goal from inside the 5. Moss, sidecar right. And McWiggin going to the pylon, forces himself into the end zone. Touchdown, Suntree Viera. And it's 14-0 pending the 2-point kick. Brian Moss set to do the kicking. His quarterback will do the holding for him. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, it's high enough, and it's good, splitting the uprights down the middle, and it's 16-0 in favor of the Hawks. And that was honestly that was a great play call there on the touchdown. It was absolutely because last time they were inside the red zone, they handed off to Moss, and Moss rattled off an 18-yard rushing touchdown, slipping tackles left and right. You're in the 5, 3rd and goal, fake to Moss. And what a beautiful kick and caught there on the return. And he went nowhere. That was the quarterback, McWiggin, getting down there and making the solo tackle. As that's where Satellite will take over. And that's a high snap. Gives it out to Ja'Cory Mills. Mills with a stiff arm. Mills down the sideline. Ja'Cory Mills down the sideline, making his impact on the game. Touchdown, Satellite Beach. Ja'Cory Mills returns in style. What a beautiful, that's the kind of power, that's the kind of speed that we've been seeing the last couple years as Ja'Cory has come up through Suntree Viera. Or Satellite Beach, excuse me, I apologize. Satellite Beach. We've seen him come up, and he's this electric kid. Hadn't seen him all year. Now as you get towards the end of the year, the kick is blocked. And it's 16-6. And wow. And again, just like that, it was 16-0, just beginning the second quarter, and you're wondering, well, what does Satellite have in store? And then, boom, one play, we got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. 16-6. I'm not saying the game was out of reach, but you were kind of starting to get that feel of, here we go again. We have seen that story play out before. And now, one play, Ja'Cory Mills. Number 3, that's Ryder Hodges, set to kick this one off. And Hodges kicks that one deep. And it's going to be Brian Moss. Moss down the sideline. Moss with a caravan. Delivers a shoulder, and ultimately delivering the shoulder is what caused him to go out of bounds and lose his footing. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got your popcorn. I hope you got your snacks, because this one is going to be electric. I tried to tell you beforehand. If you don't believe me now. $8:50 and counting left to go here in the second quarter. And now we'll see this Suntree Viera Hawk offense come back out and see what they have in store. 16-6 is the score. And it gives it off to Moss. Moss finds his cutback lane. Moss around that right side. Moss slips out of a tackle. Moss fights his way near the 5-yard line. And that'll be first and goal inside. The Lesh and Kelly red zone of the McCann group. They are tagged in our play action. And McWiggin directing traffic. Ball's out. Ball's on the ground. And Satellite Beach has recovered it. Satellite Beach forces a turnover in the red zone. And just like that, that momentum has really swung into Satellite Beach's way. And just like that, the game's been turned on its head. Here come the Scorpions. Now they're deep within their own territory, taking over at about the 2-yard line. Ja'Cory Mills under center. Mills going to try to go up the A gap, and the Hawks said, we remember that from last year. And he'll be taken down after getting a couple of yards, making it second down. Give him about 4 yards on the carry. So that'll be 2nd and 6. Timeout called by the Hawks, and I think the Hawks just want to collect their thoughts and get their heads in order. So while I have the opportunity, again, I'd like to thank the McCann Group Beachside. Score check is 16-6. So I'm updating that in the chat as we speak. Mills tries to go one way. Ball's out. That ball is out and recovered by Satellite Beach. And they'll lose a couple yards there. I did, but I got the link, but it's through Telegram, and I don't have the Telegram app to open up that link that you sent me. Drops back to pass, and he was trying to dish it off to Mills. And it's going to be 4th down from the 1. So now here's where you really got to be careful here, because, again, here's another momentum-type play. Brian Moss's grandma watching from Winter Park. Go Hawks. Welcome. So if they're going to punt here, you got to be careful with your steps. You're snapping from your own 1. A lot of things can go wrong here. You can mishandle a punt. And that's a high punt. And it touches him. It touched him, and a good job recognizing it. That was the number 12. Tried to get out of the way, and it touched the back of his back. It was Lucas Evans Zlano. Got Debbie Mitchell, Peyton Maxwell's grandma watching from Ohio. Let's go Hawks. Oops. Timeout for the water break. 5:36 left to go here in the second quarter. It's 16-6. In favor of Suntree Viera. Each team trying to. Suntree Viera Hawks scored on their first 2 possessions. On the second possession for the Scorpions, One pass to Ja'Cory Mills, and he took it 80-plus yards to the house. And like I said, I had heard rumblings that Ja'Cory Mills had came back to Satellite Beach. However, you know, I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't 100% sure. But when someone typed it in, and after that play, there's no doubt he is that kid that he's that student athlete that we have grown accustomed to watching and have fallen in love with over the last couple of years doing youth football. And Schmadecky's going to take the handoff and fight his way, picking up a few yards on the play. Derek Schmadecky's uncle's watching from Missouri. Go Hawks. Let's go, boys. Number 28, Pretty Sunset. That would be another Schmadecky family member. It was a beautiful sunset, clouds and all. McWiggin tried to go with the little bubble screen there. Was looking to try to hit number 19. That's Brody Pulliam, but unfortunately he bounces it to him, and it will be third down. Third and about 6. Now again, you have two backs. You have Brian Moss and Schmadecky, both of which are very capable of picking up this first down. And Schmadecky's going to run behind Moss, and Schmadecky will drag the defense with him, and that should be enough. Yes, it will be enough for a McCann. Let's go Armani, number 21 for the Scorpions. Armani Rowan. First and goal now for the Hawks. Schmadecky now the fullback. And there's a toss to Moss. Moss slips through, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Suntree Viera, and it's 22-6. Brian Moss on the, I'll say, 5-yard scamper. With 3:40 left to go here in the first half. Kick is up. Is good. And it's 24-6. With 3:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Tyler Mick logging onto the broadcast. Hope you had a chance to go see some of your son's big plays from the 12U game, Tyler. Beautiful touchdown reception. Had a beautiful interception. Again, I didn't see you pop in the chat, so I didn't know if you had a chance to see it or if you were just here at the field and I didn't see you. Stevenson set to do the kicking for the Hawks. And that will be a deep kick. Makes a man miss. And that was number 11, Corbin Kugler. .333 left to go here in the first half. And there's the toss, and ball's on the ground. And recovered by the Suntree Viera Hawks, number 15. Richard Maxwell on the recovery. And, there it is. So number 1 was Mobley. Mobley in at quarterback. Penalty called against the Scorpions, but that penalty will be declined. Fumble will stand, and it will be Suntree Viera ball with 2:55 left to go. Score is 24-6 with 2:48 left to go here in the second quarter. Suntree Viera leads this game. And they give it to Schmadeke, and Schmadeke finds the big hole, runs through contact. Schmadeke getting pulled down by his jersey and finally forced out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Billy Palmer, what's up, buddy? How did West Melbourne do today? .220 left to go. Check that, 2:22 left to go here in the second quarter. Number 15, Maxwell. Yep, Maxwell jumped on the fumble. Oh, you were off today. Oh, wait, so did you actually get a chance to enjoy the weekend off, or did you still have work to do? Always good to hear from a good friend in Billy Palmer. .222 left to go here in the second quarter. Again, the only touchdown for Satellite Beach comes on a Ja'Cory Mills 80-yard swing pass out of the backfield, taking it down the sidelines. And I'll tell you what, getting a guy like Ja'Cory Mills makes a difference come playoff season. But I was told that this 14U team had to win if they wanted to have a chance to secure themselves in the playoffs. Correct. And that's a Derek Schmadeke touchdown from a yard out. Yes. And it's 30-6.
Number 28, Derek Schmadeke on the touchdown.
And they go to kick for two. And just barely gets it off and is good. Excuse me while I update the score in the chat. Jamie Ostrander checks into the broadcast.
Stevenson once again getting ready to kick off. The satellite.
And the wind knocked the ball.
Left side was ready, right side was ready. All over. Stevenson getting ready to kick off the satellite.
And Stevens with the kick. There's Mills. Mills thought he found a hole, and Satellite or Suntree Viera baited him.
Flipping, takes it to the 36-yard line, so they'll start 1st and 10. 2:08 left in the first half.
2:08 left to go here in the first half. Schmadecky's grandma has been here the whole time from Kansas. Absolutely, and it's always good to see you, the family, pop on from all over. Always good to see you guys on a broadcast. Mobley in the gun. Mobley hands off to Mills. Mills cuts upfield and being dragged down by anything that someone can get their hands on, including the front of the jersey.
Taken down by number 7, Adam Hart.
Adam Hart brings down Mills.
2nd and a short 4, long 3.
2nd and 4 with 1:16 left to go in the first half. Mobley now under center, 2 backs in the backfield, and a timeout called by Satellite Beach. Again, we'd like to thank the McCann Group Real Estate with Lesh and Kelly. Check that, Leah and Kelly. Contact Leah at 239-297-9658 or contact Kelly at 239-297-9504. Again, we'd like to thank the McCann Group Beachside for stepping up and partnering with the Brevard Sports Network. They have been your sponsor all day long. The microphone keeps cutting out. All right, let me try this. Let me try that right here. How about now? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. There is Mills on the carry. Can everyone hear me okay now? All right, thank you very much. All right, here we go. And there's the handoff. Okay. Don't know why it keeps cutting in and out. Hold on, let me try something. All right, folks, here we go. So I think I fixed the issue. All right, so here's what's going to happen. We're at halftime. The score is 32-6, and I will be right back with second half action in about 9.5 minutes right here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, here we go. We're all lined up. All right, both teams are on the field, ready, lined up. Let's go. Forget that minute. There we go. Forget that minute 43. Let's kick this one off, the second half off now. And the wind decides it doesn't like it right there, so it. And here we go. And cuts it upfield. He's got some room. There's number 11. There he goes. Corbin Kugler. And Kugler. The 1st and 10, Satellite Beach. 1st and 10 from the 35. So now we'll go see what halftime adjustments were made. 2 players were involved in that 14U playoff game last year. I believe that was the second round ECC playoffs at Ormond Beach, in a game that was one of the wildest games I've had the privilege of calling. Mobley tosses it to Mills. Mills slipping and sliding out of tackles. Mills down the sideline. Ja'Cory Mills outrunning the defense down the sideline. Touchdown, Ja'Cory Mills. Touchdown, Satellite Beach. Holy wow. My apologies. I'm sorry for screaming. No, you're good. I didn't know if I was getting in your way. No. You're good. You're good. I was apologizing to a fan because he was on the top row kind of chilling, and I think I screamed right in his ear. Listen, I can't help it. The kid just draws that much excitement when he's just doing what he does. (32-12). And there's another fumbled snap on the 2-point kick. .907 left to go here in the third. It's 32-12. There we are. All right. Number 3 set to do the kicking duties. That's Ryder Hodges. And Hodges with a squib kick. Touched by Schmadicke. Schmadicke's got to pick it up, and he's trying to redirect. Schmadicke's now got some blockers. Turns the corner. Schmadicke down the sideline. Bumps. Makes another man miss. And Derek Schmadicke takes it down the sideline. Touchdown, Suntree Viera. And when these two have met up, this is usually the result. One does something, the other one's not going to be outdone by the other, and it just becomes a game of one-upsmanship. I cannot wait to see these two at the high school level, whether, regardless of whatever teams they play for, because these two both, Derek Schmadeke and Ja'Cory Mills, and I'm interested to see what Mobley's like again after watching his brother, for a while. I'm interested to see how that progression. We've seen him here in youth, and don't get me wrong, we get excited all of the time when we see it. They're going for the 2-point kick, 38-12. The snap, hold is good, kick is up. It's high enough, does it? It crosses through, and it's 40-12. Okay. All right, let's try that. Let's see if it keeps cutting on and off again now. All right. I just did something, and let's test out that. All right, here we go. All right, so Stevens set to do the kickoff here. Stevens will kick this one deep. And nearly recovered by the Hawks. And number 11 on the return, it's Corbin Kugler. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 at the 26. And there's a handoff up the middle, and Ja'Cory Mills dragging a defender. Now finally stopped and brought down. And the head coach is asking, why is it not a penalty? I don't think he had his hand inside the pads. He only had his hand inside the shirt. And he was dragging a defender with him. And Mills goes off to the left side. Mills down the sideline. Ja'Cory Mills. Here he goes again. And steps out of bounds. Right there around the 20. And that's a water break. 5:23 left to go here in the third quarter, and goodness gracious. I'm not going to have a voice tomorrow to be watching NFL football. But I'll take it. I'll take it when I get to watch these athletes just do what they do. Oh, I need to update the score. Huh? The score is 40-12. Suntree Viera on top. I'm updating the score now. I thought I did. Doing all right. How are you? Absolutely. I give Alan a rest. I give Alan a rest so he can try to get some rest on that hip and the heart. Uh-huh. You don't think I'm not worried? He's got visited by a great friend in Espling, Daniel Espling. And Mobley cuts upfield. Mobley fighting hard for yards. Mobley hands off to Mills. Mills shoves his lead blocker into a block. Mills breaks another tackle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Ja'Cory Mills. And it's 40-18. Pending the 2-point kick. But hold on. But the clock's running. So what? So is it a running clock? Kick is up and good. And it's 40-20. So I guess the running clock is activated. Yeah, good. Well, that would make sense. They scored 8 points, made it a 20-point game. So the last touchdown activated the running clock for Suntree Viera. But when you have a specific person on the field, I don't know. You have a guy like Ja'Cory Mills on the field. Now your defense has to create a turnover quickly. The 20-point. I mean, it's 3 scores. It's not impossible. And hold on, and right now you got someone talking with the referees. All right. So hold on. They're bringing both bringing coaches together, and I'm trying to figure out what the conversation is. Because to my knowledge, the clock hadn't been running. The clock had just started running once Satellite scored, but that would make sense that Suntree Viera was up 28 because you add 8 because Satellite scores 8 and it's now a 20-point ball game, so that would be a 28 points activates a running clock. And I guess the Satellite Beach coach might be asking, well, why wasn't the clock running from the jump once it was 28? And why did we decide to start running it now once Satellite scored? That could be what's being asked. I'm not sure if that's exactly. At this point I'm just speculating, because this has been a full-on 5-minute conversation between coach and White Hat. And now they're bringing the commissioner of Suntree Viera to this conversation. So this is one of those where I wish I could be have a microphone on the referee so I could kind of hear that conversation. Because now all 5 referees are now down, or all 4. All 4 referees are now down there. And coach is not happy with what's going on. Something about the explanation he's not happy about. Chris Braddock shaking his head. All right, so the clock now continues running. And that one will be recovered by number 17, Brennan Breaker. Now 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hands off to Schmadeke. Derek Schmadeke down the sideline behind some blockers and finally brought down around the 39-yard line. That'll be enough for a Suntree Viera Hawk first down. Again, we'd like to thank the McCann Group Real Estate. And we'd like to thank Leah and Kelly. Contact Leah at 239-297-9658. Or contact Kelly at 239-297-9504. Mr. Albert Washington, what do you mean? $40-20 is your score. Suntree Viera leads. There's the handoff. Oh, play action. Fires and incomplete. And it will bring up second down and 10. Send us a message on our our account, Brevard Sports Network, and we'll get back to you. There's the handoff, and Schmadicke grinds for a couple of yards, but there is a flag on the play. Absolutely, I'm happy to see you return back. Like I said, send us a message in our DM, and we will get back to you on that question. There's Brian Moss. Moss cuts it to the outside. Moss pushed out of bounds as the clock continues to roll. There's the handoff to Schmadicke, or that's Moss. Brian Moss slips and slides into the end zone. Touchdown! But there's a flag on the play. Holding on the offense. And that will take away a touchdown. Pass protection, goes for the screen, And the screen was read beautifully. On the reception was Kellen Fox, hit behind the line. So it'll be 3rd and 11 at the 31-yard line. And McGuigan tosses to Schmadeke. Schmadeke plows forward. He was down by contact. Fourth and 5 here for the Hawks. And players down, and that player is Schmadeke, and it. So they're going to attend to him. While they attend to him, again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, the McCann Group. Contact Leah and Kelly. Contact Leah at 321. Not 321. Let's try that again. Contact Leah at 239-297-9658. Or you can contact Kelly at 239-297-9504. Again, thankful that they stepped up to partner here with the Brevard Sports Network to make sure you could see this Pop Warner action. There's a flag on the play. Delay game on the offense. That'll back them up 5 yards. So Suntree Viera will go 4-2 on the day. Their only losses coming at 6U and 11U. And that the 5 yards will come back on a offsides. So now it'll be back to 4th and 5 with 4 minutes left to go here in the game. Check that in the third quarter. No, this is the fourth. Ball's on the ground. And the Hawks will jump on it. However, that's still a turnover on downs. Either way, turnover on downs. And with 3.5 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter, here we go. And that's Mobley. Jackson Mobley fighting hard for yards. .237 left to go. So I don't know what this loss does to the 14U's playoff chances. I know I was having a conversation with Braddock, and he was saying that a win today would greatly help their playoff chances. So I don't know what the loss here would do. Mobley hands off to Mills. Ja'Cory Mills to the outside. Just gets tripped up on his own feet. But it will be a false start on the offense. A minute and a half left to go in the game. All right. Again, the link you sent me, I'd have to open an app called Telegram, and I don't have the app to open that message. So I appreciated you going through the effort. I really did. And Mobley going to run the option with Mills. Mills with his. And that time the Hawks were able to contain Mills and force him to the sideline. Time for probably about one, maybe two more plays in this game. But it will be a successful day for the Suntree Viera Hawks. They're going to run one more play. Mobley, the quarterback, with Mills in at running back. Mobley going to fire, and it's going to be intercepted. And number 14 is going to have himself. Continues fighting. And he's down at the 2-yard line. And that will put the cap on this day. Suntree Viera will go 4-2 on the day versus Satellite Beach. Thank you to all who stayed with me again. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Leah and Kelly from the McCann Group Real Estate. Contact Leah at 239-297-9658 and Kelly at 239-297-9504. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me today here on the Brevard Sports Network. For the Suntree Viera Hawks, for the Satellite Beach Scorpions, everyone here involved in both organizations, I'm Caleb Brown. Thank you for hanging out here on the Brevard Sports Network.